You are now listening to the Do It Movement podcast, where we share our experiences in real estate investing and encourage you to take action. You don't want to miss what we have in store today, so let's welcome our host, Martine Richardson, and our co-host, Lord Eubanks.
What's up, Do It Movement listeners? This is your host, Martine Richardson, your rental property coach. I am joined today with my co-host, Lori Eubanks, for the 100th episode of the Do It Movement podcast. How you doing today, Lori?
Woo! It's a celebration. I am so grateful to be here and be a part of this. You have done an amazing job growing this community. And here we are, 100th episode. Boom. You just done a great job, Martine. Great job.
I appreciate it. This is what resilience looks like. I started this podcast in 2018. And it has been 2018 was a really good year for me. If you listen to these episodes, you'd see why it was such a great year. But I started in 2018. COVID hit, kind of took a little break. I wanted to make sure that we were going to provide extreme value for people listening to this to these episodes, to this podcast. So, I took a little hiatus, came back in 2024, or maybe we started recording in 2024 and we came back in 2025, I think, maybe. It has been great. So, like, if you're watching this, you're like, 100 episodes, where are the rest of them? So, if you go on any of the audio only platforms, you will hear the all 100 episodes. So if you go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any of those places, you will get the whole full 100 episodes if you feel like listening to all of those. It's a lot of episodes, okay? Might take you a while to listen to all of those episodes, but and then, like, I want to say season 2-ish, maybe, I started doing videos with the podcast. So you're not going to see 100 videos, but there are 100 episodes. And, like some people, they'll start a podcast and when they come back, they'll erase all the old episodes and they'll start fresh and new. Not me. I want all of that content in there because I'm taking you on the journey with me. Now that Lori has joined, we're taking you on the journey with us. I want you to learn from where I was then to where we are now. So it's the 100th episode. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that I'm going to have a party. At a party. And if you're listening to this, you are invited. The party is going to be Margarita Mix and Mingle, September the 11th from 6 to 8 p.m. If you want to come to that event, I think the best way for you to find out more information is to, actually, you can RSVP. I'll give you the link to RSVP. If you go to events with S .thefreedominc.com, it'll take you right to the RSVP page. Pull up. Let me I think I don't have this on Do Not Disturb because I hear Facebook in the background. But yeah, so we're having an event. It's going to be fun. It's completely free. So let me tell you about the event a little bit more. So it is the first 50 margaritas on me. So you're one of the first 50. Your margarita is on me. It is brought to you by the Freedom Inc. The Freedom Inc. is a coaching company. That's the company that I own, and we help people buy their first rental property with no money down. So if you really want to learn how to build wealth in real estate, you want to buy rental properties, and you think you need a coach, check it out. It's on Facebook. We got a free group and all of that. And then we have a paid group, which is more geared towards making sure that you hit those goals. And then it's also sponsored by Mahana LLC. Mahana LLC is a mortgage broker firm. They specialize in anything mortgages. So if you're looking for money to do these deals, you need to come to this event. You need to meet my friend Matt. He's behind Mahana. And he is, I don't know. I can't say enough good things about Matt. Like, when there is a problem, he always has a solution. And I appreciate that. Because I have worked with so many lenders that every time there's a solution, they find a problem. So they got this all backwards. And he's Mr. Make It Happen. He is going to make sure that we get you to that finish line. And then if you aren't in a place where you can get a mortgage, one thing that he offers is he'll look over your financial picture and tell you the steps, the things that you need to do to get you to the place that you want to be. I don't know that many people offering that. A lot of people, they'll see where you are and say, oh, no, I can't do it, and move on. He really is about building generational wealth, helping you build generational wealth for your family. So come check it out. Come meet him in person. It's going to be a good time. Also, we are donating to charity. So we're donating to Project Homes. Project Homes is an organization that focuses on housing affordability. So for people that can't afford to fix their houses up, like they have maintenance concerns, Project Homes will come into their houses. They'll do maintenance and repairs, and it's really helpful for the community because, especially like the aging community, people are on fixed incomes. They, maybe their house is paid off, but they don't really have much money if they need a roof repair or they need to fix something in their house. So Project Homes helps those people in those types of situations. So, bring your checkbook. It is a free event, but I want you to donate to Project Homes because I want to report how much we donated to Project Homes. And then also, I feel like I have a lot to say about the event, but I have to tell you about all the good things about the event. We do door prize entries, door prizes at the event. So we have things that we give away. It's a free event and we give stuff away. The last event we gave away a 52-inch TV. That guy was pretty happy. I don't know if they even fit in his car, but he made it fit.
Wow, that's huge.
We like to give away door prizes, give people free gifts, and just come out, have a good time, meet great people. If you're listening to this podcast, you need to be there. We have lenders coming. We have deal makers coming. We have rental property investors. We got wholesalers, flippers, got mortgage people. We got insurance people. If you need them, we got them. You need to be there. So we're going to celebrate this 100th episode with Margarita Mix and Mingle. And it's September 11th from 6 to 8 p.m. Completely free. Free 99. So I hope to see you guys there.
So excited. That is going to be the party of the year. We have a lot to celebrate, and this is just going to be a great way.
I truly believe it will be, because one thing that I like to focus on when I have events, I have 4 events a year. And I focus on fun. Like, I don't want to have somebody up there presenting and blah, blah, blah. That is great. Like, we do need that knowledge. But there are a lot of events already doing that. My event is for fun. My event is for you to come out, have a good time, meet some great people, meet the people that are going to get you to the next level in your business. And if you want more, we do have more. Speaking of more, I'm going to mention this too. We're having a 2-day virtual seminar. It's called the Financial Freedom Blueprint. We've done it once before and we got raving reviews. So that's why we're bringing it back. It's going to be September 25th and 26th. And this is virtual, so it doesn't matter where you are. Now, this event is not free, but for the people that are listening to this podcast, if you decide that you want to go to this event and you put in code FREEDOM, I'll give you $100 off your ticket. So come check it out. We're teaching all no money down strategies, lots of tools in your tool belt so that you can buy more properties without using your money to do so. So I got a lot to share today.
Really do. I love it. Girl, yes.
I love it. But yeah, but come to Margarita Mix and Mingle. It's going to be a really good time. Fun. And if you need some liquid courage, come the first 50. Your liquid courage is on me. If you're number 51, your liquid courage is on you. I just want to let you know.
I'll be there. I'll plan on getting my margarita.
I'm going to line at the door. So it should be a really, 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 really good time. Yes. If you want to come, RSVP events.thefreedominc.com. So let's get into the juice, the meat and potatoes today, right? So if you guys know Lori and I, you'll know that we don't market for properties.
We
A
don't.
lot of
They
a
just
lot of
come.
people a lot of people say, how do you stay in business without marketing for properties? So I want us to deep dive that today so you guys can take this information on this 100th episode, do something with it, and go make some money for yourself with it. So I'll open the floor to you, Lori. I've been talking enough.
Okay,
It's your
yes.
time to shine.
Well, for those that know me, that do deals with me, I love deal making. And sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna hold off on buying, for a month. And, if I get a good deal, maybe I'll buy it. And then the end of the month, I'm like, oh my God, I got like 5 deals, and it's because they just come to me. I mean, we're working with a lot of wholesalers, and I think the difference is when the deal comes in, if you spend time looking at it, put out the offer anyways. Even if you're like far apart, put it out there because you'll be surprised
Mm,
how many come back around, 6 months later, or probate deal finally got, complete on, all of that. And so now they can finally close a year later. You just
right.
never know. But deals just come to us easily. And I think it's because we're sharing what we do. We have a great
Mhm.
network. So we're always sharing and putting it out there. And then, for everything I spend time on, I at least want to give an offer verbally.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I think when you aren't marketing for deals and you are attracting deals, it comes with being intentional, right? So you mentioned that you like to use wholesalers. I like to use wholesalers too. My favorite approach though is to go direct to seller. And I'm talking off market. It's nice if a wholesaler sends me a deal or a realtor sends me a deal, but typically, if you're working with a wholesaler or a realtor, I can't talk to the seller. And I don't like that. If it's a good deal, I'll take it. But I prefer to be talking to the seller so I can
Yeah.
make the best deal for me and then really solving their problems, really finding out what's going on. And I don't know, maybe that it's because of my background of that's how I got deals before when I was marketing. I used to market. I mean, you think of it, I've done it. Postcards, cold calling, text blast, drive for dollars, everything. I've done it. And I just realized that getting my properties as of referrals are a better fit for me. So I want to talk about being intentional because there are small things that you can do for people that they're free. It doesn't cost you anything, but people don't do it. It's so easy. It's easy not to do it. So I'll tell you about some things that me and the fam, what we do. So one thing I like to do and Lori likes to do this one as well, is sitting down one on one with people. And you
Yeah.
don't necessarily need to be sitting down one on one with somebody that is in real estate. Okay. You just you need to be around people that are good people. And I know that's like cliche, like, oh, good people. Yeah, yeah, whatever. But when I say good people, I mean, if you are a giver, like I'm naturally a giver, Laura's naturally a giver. If you are a giver, you want to be around people that are givers, right? You don't really want to be around someone that's a taker. And if you sit down with one on one with someone, you can very easily spot who is a giver and who is a taker.
Mhm.
If you're sitting down one on one with somebody, right? And you're talking and you're finding out more about them and how you can help them. And they never mention, like, what do you do or how can they help you and blah, blah, blah. You're with a taker. You are with a taker. People that are givers naturally want to help you in what you're doing. So you want to be around someone that wants to help other people and they know that you can help them. So let me give you an example. If you're talking to someone and you are sharing what you do. One thing that's really good to do when you're sharing what you do is to give people stories of people you can help. So if you've done deals before, you can go and say, well, let me tell you about someone I helped. It was a lady and she was living in a hoarder house, and like it was
Right.
just, to be honest, it was unlivable, and she couldn't put it on the market because nobody, like, she couldn't have showings for the house. It was really really bad. It was making her health bad. Like, she needed to get out of this place, and someone that knows her, that found out about this situation, they told me what was going on, and they knew that she needed to sell the house. So they paired me with the lady. I came in, I spoke with her, I saw how I could help. You know, you want to ask questions, and I mean, really not asking questions to pry. Like, some of the questions that you ask people when you're in someone's house, people might say, "Oh my God, you're nosy. Like, why are you asking me that?" But the reality is asking you these questions because I'm trying to figure out the best solution for you. So you may have to ask some hard questions like, how much do you have left on your house? Like, are you behind on your mortgage? Like,
Yep.
these are things people usually don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about how much I got left on my house, or are you behind on your mortgage, or why do you want to sell this place? And if you're talking to someone, right, if you haven't broken that barrier of trust, a lot of the times when you ask, "So, well, why do you want to sell this place?" They're going to give you a surface answer. But it's up to you to dig deeper to find the true reason. Why are you selling this house? And like, let's say you're uncomfortable with talking to someone, you know, about certain things. You can kind of set up the conversation like, hey, I have a lot of questions to ask you. The only reason I'm asking you all these questions is because I'm trying to see, can I figure out a solution for you? Would it be okay if I ask you some questions? So you ask permission. They know you're about to ask a lot of questions. You're good. So you prepared them for the conversation. But you give people examples. To get back to my point, you give people examples when you're sitting down one-on-one on people that you've helped or people that you can help. I know one thing that's really helpful is, like, if you're newer and you don't know, how, like, I've never helped anybody before, I haven't done a deal. One thing
Mm.
that works really well in that type of situation is that if you are in a community, right? So, like, let's say you're in the fam. Got to plug my program. But anyway, let's say you're in the fam and maybe you haven't done a deal yet, but somebody else in the fam has done a deal. So use their example. I'm able to help people like this, and find out the person that they help so that you can really jog people's memory. What you'll find is when you give people stories, you're sitting with a giver. You're giving people stories of exactly who you can help. When they run across that person, guess who they're going to call? You. And then the good thing about this is you may be helping someone, right? And they don't know you, right? But they came from someone that you know, like, and trust, right? So they know, like, and trust this person that they came from. And because they know, like, and trust this person, they know that this person wouldn't pair them with someone that couldn't help them. They would not do that. So because they know that, that barrier that is usually there when you market, and I know because I used to market, it's usually not there. Like, you don't really have to dive too deep into a situation because they know that you're there to help them. In fact, they will tell you about all the people that mailed them. They will tell you about all the people that cold called them, that sent them a text blast, that sent them those unsolicited messages about selling their house. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to sign the contract with the person that they trust. If they came from someone that they trust, then they're going to trust you a lot quicker. So I just wanted to share that first tip on how you can start building these referrals, these better relationships. Because, like, I like to focus on building really, really good, high quality relationships so that you can get into that referral zone.
So, Martine, I love everything that you just shared. Powerful. And when you talked about, how really it comes down to like, how do they make you feel? When you meet someone,
Mm.
when you walk away, do you feel like that person poured into you and filled you up, or do you feel drained? And, that
Right.
matters. That lasting impression matters. You want to do business with people that, you enjoy. But I will tell you, dealing with some sellers, I've sat on the couch and have literally cried with them, hearing their story.
Hmm.
And so, that's something that I'm learning on how to, help people through without getting too involved. But, it absolutely helps understanding what they're going through so you can help through creative financing, through like anything. You've got to make sure that your goals
Mhm.
align. And I can't tell you how many times we get into a deal and some people say, I can't even sell this. The tax hit is going to be too big. I do need to work out seller
Mm.
financing or, start preparing for taxes. So, we do provide a service when you're sharing. You can create better win-wins.
That is for sure. That is for sure. One thing that I like to do to deepen relationships with people that I have sat one-on-one with, or somebody that I'm going to consider them in my deal source community, because they're going to be sending me different deals that I could potentially buy and put them in my portfolio, is once you have sat down with someone, you gotten to know more about them. And you want to know what's really good about this is that you can do this with your current circle, right? You don't need to go out and find new people to do this with. You can find people you currently already know. Maybe you haven't even talked to them in a long time. It really helps bring those relationships back together. And, wow, I didn't even know all of that was going on with you. Like just finding out all of the information, because maybe, life is life. We all have a life. We get busy. We get out of touch with some folks. So it just helps you be intentional about staying in touch. But once you've sat down and you've, met with the person, one thing that's really helpful is to send them a power note right after the meeting. And what a
Mm.
power note is a handwritten note. And it just talks about how you appreciate that you got a chance to learn more about them or something that you like about them. So, like, for instance, I don't want Lori to start crying, so maybe I should use another example. I was going to use you. But I feel some
Use
water.
it.
I feel like waterworks are coming.
Use it.
So let's say I'm sitting down with Lori. We had lunch, right? After the lunch, I decide I'm gonna send Lori a power note. I may say something like, "Hey Lori, it was such a good time having lunch with you the other day. I really admire how much of a hard worker you are, how much of a go-getter you are. You get things done, girl. I need to be hanging around you a lot more because I could surely have some of that rub off on me. But anyway, I'll talk to you soon." And
That's
then
so
you'll put a
sweet.
PS. Text me when you get this, right? And then people get these are handwritten notes. So it's not like I went out and I mass typed this, and just switched the name on there. You personalize it, right? So you say something you truly admire about someone.
Oh, I
So
love that.
and you let them know, and then you say, text me when you get this. And then they text you when you get this. The message is always so warm. It's like, "Oh my God, I got your note. It was so thoughtful. Thank you so much." I did this with somebody, right? Just to give an example of somebody taking this advice and doing it. I went to lunch with a mortgage broker, and I sent him a note, and he was like, "Wow, this note is so nice. Like, where'd you get this card from?" And it was like just a regular card. It didn't have anything like fancy on it or anything like that. But I sent him the Amazon link. He took action, bought the cards. He started sending cards to everyone that he would sit down with, right? He said he sent one card to one guy. He said that we've done so many loans together now because I was intentional about developing and keeping a good relationship with him. And I said, I'm so happy to hear that, because I don't think he was sending cards before, but he was like, "Man, she's on to something. Let me do this." And like, someone sent me a card probably like a couple of months ago. I donated to some charity and they sent me a card saying, "Thank you so much for donating to the charity. Your contribution is helping blah, blah, blah." Right. And I was like, this is so nice. He took time out of his day to write me a note. And that is so simple to do, but it's also easy not to do. So you don't have to go above and beyond doing like these grand things. It's the small things that count. People appreciate that. People, and what you appreciate appreciates. Guys, you will develop such strong relationships when you show people that you truly care about what they have going on. You admire different qualities about them and just be intentional about making really, really good relationships.
I love that. That is amazing advice and so thoughtful. I mean, you can tell we've done a lot of deals, but also like such a great friend level too. So thoughtful. So I love that.
It is really
Amazing.
thoughtful, and people appreciate it so much because people don't do it. They don't
Yeah.
take time aside to send them a note, tell them that you care. It doesn't
Uh,
always have to be, "Hey, you got a deal?"
yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that all the time.
But yes, I do. I do have a deal for you.
I love it. Man, these podcasts are getting better and better.
Yes.
So
It was
I
that
got
card
another
that you
tip.
gave me.
So I have another tip I want to give people. So there is this form that I use. It's called a VIP form. And your VIP form is only used for people that you truly like, man, this person needs to be in my community. Like the vibes are there. They get it. They're givers. I know I can help them in what they're doing. And I know we're talking about like letting people know what we do so they can give us a deal, but we're also helping other people. Like that's the point of being a giver. Like if I'm sitting down with you and you tell me about an issue that you're having and I'm like, well, what if I connected her with this other person? Because you're like being very intentional with your relationship. So you probably will know someone that can help the next person and you can connect them together. I actually, just to give a short example and a story about that, is that I introduced one of my lenders to my attorney because I really liked him. He does a phenomenal job. He was amazing. And from that relationship, his attorney, the lender's attorney, was retiring, right? And I think you know who I'm talking about. But the lender's attorney was retiring. His attorney asked him, "Do you know an attorney that I can give my book of business to? Not sell my book of business. Give my book of business to." He set that up with the attorney I introduced him to, right? Do you
Wow.
think my attorney really loves me now? Yes.
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 Awesome.
And now he's super busy. He needs to hire another attorney.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's just one relationship. Just think of how many people, like maybe someone else did that for him, or maybe someone else plugged them. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what he has going on, but he really appreciated that because that brought an influx of money to his company. And what did that cost me? Nothing. Nothing. It was all just relationships and referral. Good people referring good people. So back to the VIP form. The VIP form is for the people that are like in your community, right? You're like, yeah, this person, like, they need to be in the community. They get it. They're givers. They got good spirits. They feel, the vibes are there, like I said before. And you have this form. I call it the VIP form, but it's really a form about them where you can find out more about them. So you'll ask things like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite restaurant? What band do you like? What, stuff what's your favorite place to vacation? Stuff like that, right? I'm asking questions about them to find out more about them. And the point of you doing that is so that when something goes like the way that you wanted to go, like they send you a deal, or as I'm talking, I'm like, I think I owe Lori some gifts.
No,
I'm saying Lori some gifts. She's long overdue.
the margaritas are good.
But so when something goes your way, like they sent you some business, they did something that was favorable for you. You already know what they like. So you know what to get them for a gift. So I'll give you an example. I think this is probably the biggest one I've done so far, I think. It was one I wanted to do, but I didn't know if he was going to accept it or not, just based off of his personality. But the some I'm trying to remember what exactly happened. I think someone sent me a deal. That sounds right. Someone sent me a deal, or we sold a deal, or we did something. And I was so happy. Like, it went way better than I expected to go, right? And I knew from us doing a VIP form that this person really liked the singer Kim. And I don't know if you guys know who the singer Kim is, but look them up, Kem. And I saw that Kim was coming to town, right? And I said, man, she loves Kim. Kim's coming to town. I'm getting her some tickets. I'm going to get her some tickets to the concert because I know she really loves them. So I did that. And they went to the concert and they had a really good time. Just think if somebody did this for you, right? Like, you told them what you like. You sent them something that really helped their business flourish, and then they gave you something that you actually like. This makes the relationship like go like way up there, because people are like, dang, like she the bomb. She's giving me stuff that I like. I'm not even asking for this stuff. I think I might send her some more business. Like, I'm enjoying this. So these are just like little small things that you can do for people. And it really helps in building community, building your referral base. And one last thing I want to mention, because one guy that sends me deals, I think the reason that he sends me deals is because he knows that I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do.
Mhm.
So just know that
Yes.
if you are working in the referral based world, you need to do what you say you're going to do. So if you're saying you're going to close on a deal, you better close on a deal. If you say you're going to do such and such for the person that they sent you, you're going to do such and such for that person, because that shows people that, hey, I don't need to go anywhere else. I can just go to her, and I know that whatever problem they're having, whatever solution she came up with, that it's going to go through. Like, I know that they're going to do what you say you're going to do. And what I've noticed is when you come through on your word and doing what you say you're going to do, people will start sending you more, because they know that you're a sure thing for sure.
I love that. Integrity is everything. So, sometimes things take a little longer than we might see it. And working with a problem solver does matter. Are they going to value the same things? Are they going to take it serious? Like, these are all the questions that you need to ask everyone you're working with. You know, what do they say? All money is not good money. And there's levels of effort that come with different, you know, different places. So all of those things need to be considered.
Right, that's for sure. So, Laura, if you could give people a resource, or if you have another tip or strategy, you can share that as well. But a resource that could really help them. They're like, I'm done with marketing. I want what Lori and Martine have. I want to build relationships. I want referrals. I want to attract the deals. Do you have a resource for 'em?
The best advice is to go to all of those group, every area has these free groups that gather, and some maybe there's a small membership fee for the year, but go to all of them, start meeting people that are doing what you want to do, and start taking people to lunch once in a week. Take them out.
Love it.
Ask them about their journey. How can you help them? Really start networking, because those are the people doing deals. And It's not about what you know ever. It's never about what you know. It's about who you know that knows. And so start building your network, and that will just organically start bringing you deals, money, network, support, all the things that you need will be in those groups.
That is for sure. Your network is definitely your net worth. And if you want longevity in this business, you have to have the right people around you. You have to have, this is not a do it alone type of business. I don't know many businesses that are a do it alone type of business, but this one for sure is not a do it alone type of business. So you want to make sure that you have a really strong network because, sometimes you may be like, just to do the flip side, yeah, it's good to, get the deals and stuff, but sometimes you might be going through a little rough patch. You want to make sure you got the right people in your corner that are going to lift you up. You don't want people that are going to be tearing you down. So that's a great advice. So for me, a resource that really started shifting my mindset, because I don't know who on here is, you market for deals. Like whatever you do to market, right? Send mail, you cold call. I mean, if you cold call, especially, I'm sure you are tired of people cursing you out. Because I know I was tired of people cursing me out. So one thing that really shifted my mindset about turning relationships into referrals was the book, The 7 Levels of Communication by Michael J. Mayer. If you do not have that book, I want to recommend that you go buy that book on Amazon now or Audible now. Now, Audible is good. And I mean, if I'm honest with you, I have it on Audible and I have the book. I have several copies of the physical book because I give them away sometimes. But the physical book, I would say, is better only because you have places where you can reference back. You can write notes in it. You can really make it custom to you so you know where different things are in the book. But basically in that book is about a real estate agent. Was he a real agent? Yeah, he was an agent. A real estate agent that was about to go out of business because he wasn't getting enough deals done. And I found that I read a lot of the real estate agent books, even though I'm not a real estate agent, because you can use some of those same strategies as an investor. But in the book, he was a struggling agent. He met up with his mortgage broker and she was killing it. And the market was terrible. He was like, the market sucks. I'm not getting the easy deals like I once did. And she pretty much led him on a path to turn his relationships into referrals. And I'm here to tell you guys, it works. If you're able to implement what is in that book, it works. It will change the way you think about doing business because like I went from I got to make these calls today, like not really wanting to do that to I get to make these calls today. And the reason that it shifted is because I was calling people that wanted to hear from me. So I started calling people about how I can help them, how I can add value. What do you got going on? What you need some help with, that type of thing. It made the conversations way better. Nobody wants a call if every time you call, you want something. You call to strengthen the relationships. You call to see how you can help other people. That gives people a refresher because everybody else that called them wanted something. Everybody else wanted something. So I'd say read that book, see how it can help you. I think it will really transform the way you think about business. If people want to stay in touch with you, Lori, what is the best way to stay in touch with you?
You can reach out through my email that will be in the show notes. And I'm on all the social media sites. Love to talk real estate, deal making, problem solving. So love to hear from you. And thank you so much for the show.
Yeah, I really enjoyed having our 100th episode, sharing how we're able to do so well in business from getting referrals and not marketing. The name of this episode might be Stop Marketing, the 100th episode.
Save
But
that
if
money.
you guys want to that's right. If you guys want to stay in touch with me, I think the best way to do that, yes, I want you to join my free group, which is called The Freedom Inc. and it's on Facebook. But I think the best way to do that is to go to my website. Go to martinerichardson.com. It has all my social medias on there. It has all the events that are going on there. Everything that you would want to know is in that one spot. And I haven't done this yet, but maybe by the time this episode airs, it'll be on there. I'm going to put a link on there so that you can just join the Facebook group from the website. So martinerichardson.com. Until next time, Do It Movement listeners, see ya.
Thank you for tuning into our show. If you need more handholding on your rental property investor journey, book a 15-minute strategy session with Martine. We can see if you're a fit for the Freedom Inc. fam, link in the show notes. Also be sure to join the free Freedom Inc. Facebook group, where each week Martine goes over a real-life rental property investor deal and shows you how the deal was found, how to get the money, and how to make it cash flow and much more. If you'd like to connect with Lori, be sure to email her at vitalizeproperties@live.com. Until next time, see ya.